The plane pushes back from the gate. You look around. 40 empty seats. Nobody behind you. 3 empty seats to your left. And somewhere in a glass office tower near an airport, an airline executive is completely unbothered. Because what looks like a financial disaster to you is actually a perfectly normal Tuesday for an industry that has spent decades engineering a business model so sophisticated that empty seats are almost irrelevant to whether the airline makes money or not. This is how airlines actually work. Every airline flight is a math problem in disguise. The industry's favorite metric is the load factor, the percentage of seats filled with paying passengers. On paper, it looks simple. More seats filled, more money made. But the numbers tell a different story. Airlines worldwide now average a passenger load factor of 85 to 87%. That sounds like a full house, but here's the twist. The break-even point, where costs are covered, is much lower. For most major carriers, break-even load factor sits between 70 and 80%, depending on the route, aircraft type, and fuel prices. That means a plane can take off with 1/5 of its seats empty and still not lose a dime. The real shock comes when you realize that airlines routinely fly above that break-even mark. So when you see empty seats, you are not witnessing a loss. You are looking at a business that has already solved the minimum occupancy puzzle. The rest of the story lies in how airlines turn those extra seats, and even the empty ones, into profit streams far beyond the ticket price. A seat on a plane is a perishable asset. The moment the doors close, any unsold seat is worth nothing. Airlines know this better than anyone. That's why they don't just set one price and hope for the best. They run a live auction every hour of every day for every seat. This is the fare ladder in action. Early buyers might grab a seat at the lowest rung, but as the plane fills and time ticks down, prices climb. Last-minute business travelers, desperate to make a meeting, pay a premium. Yield management systems watch every booking, adjusting fares in real time to squeeze the most from each sale. But here's the kicker. Not all seats are created equal. On a long-haul flight, a single business class ticket can bring in 3 to 5 times the revenue of an economy seat. Just a handful of high-yield passengers can tip an entire flight into profit, even if rows of coach seats stay empty. The empty seats vanish into thin air, but the money from premium cabins stays on the books. Checked bags, seat assignments, overhead bin space. On today's airlines, almost nothing comes standard. For U.S. carriers in 2023, baggage fees alone pulled in $7.3 billion. That's not a side hustle. It's a core revenue stream that rivals entire regional airlines. The fee menu stretches from early boarding to extra legroom, from a bottle of water to a printed boarding pass. Ryanair built its business on this model, offering rock-bottom fares and charging for every add-on. Michael O'Leary's strategy flipped the script. Make the ticket price a loss leader, then profit on everything else. Spirit Airlines took the idea even further. Their financial reports show that, on some flights, the average passenger pays more in fees than for the base fare itself. These unbundled charges transform every traveler into a stream of micro-transactions, turning empty seats into profit, one bag and seat selection at a time. Frequent flyer miles are more than just perks. They are a hidden currency. Airlines do not just hand out points for loyalty, they sell billions of miles to banks and credit card companies every year. In 2020, Delta Airlines struck a deal with American Express worth up to $1 billion in upfront cash simply by pre-selling SkyMiles to the bank. United Airlines took it further, using its Mileage Plus program as collateral for a $5 billion loan. It later assigned the program a value of $21.9 billion, more than the airline itself at the time. These loyalty programs are now treated as financial assets, traded and mortgaged like real estate. Even when planes fly half-empty, the revenue from selling miles keeps cash flowing. Airlines can tap this reserve instantly, turning loyalty into liquidity. No passengers required. Below the passenger cabin, another revenue engine hums quietly: cargo. Airlines do not just move people, they move freight. The belly of a jet can be packed with high-value goods, express parcels, and medical supplies, all generating income regardless of how many seats are filled up top. Lufthansa's experience during the pandemic rewrote the rulebook. When passenger demand vanished, Lufthansa's cargo division surged ahead, at one point bringing in more revenue than the passenger side. The airline even stripped seats from wide-body jets to fly cargo-only missions. According to IATA, global air cargo revenue jumped 11.4% in 2023, cushioning losses when travelers stayed home. For Lufthansa, cargo was not just a side business, it became the main act, proving that an airline's profit can ride on freight, not just fares. Alliances like Star, Oneworld, and SkyTeam quietly redraw the boundaries of airline profit. Through code-share agreements, one airline can sell a ticket on another airline's flight, pocketing a negotiated slice of the fare without burning any of its own jet fuel. Revenue sharing reduces the pressure to fill every seat on every flight. Profits can flow even when a partner's plane flies half empty. This is the final reveal. Airlines are not just carriers, but orchestrators of a layered financial network. Passenger fares, fees, loyalty currencies, cargo, and now alliance revenue. Each revenue engine runs in parallel, and each one can keep the business aloft even when the cabin is not full. Empty seats do not threaten profit when airlines sell loyalty, fees, and cargo by design. This is not just transportation, it is high stakes. Financial engineering at 35,000 feet. Subscribe for the next deep dive into ticket pricing algorithms.